I'd love if you introduced yourself to people, and then yeah, I'm just going to ask you a few questions.
Great. Thanks, Hannah. Well, very excited to be here. And one thing I would say is the feeling is mutual. I've had the best time knowing you previous to coaching, but now that we're coaching together, it's just been an extraordinary journey for me. And it has been like the biggest life-changing event, I would say, for me. And that is surpassing moving to a foreign country because it's really changed my perspective and kind of the way I see myself and the world and my relationships and everything. So I would say the catalyst for me starting the coaching was I was a few months into my new role and it was a new company. It was a bigger company, very fast paced. It was a step up for me in investor relations. I took a bigger role and I was finding, just kind of managing all the different deadlines and kind of my life as well on top of work was proving challenging. And the last thing I would say is I am a recovering people pleaser. So my friends are so important to me. However, sometimes I find historically I've been really putting myself second and social commitments first, even if really I was too tired or too drained. And so kind of honing in on that skill and improving that and my boundaries was huge for me because I knew it was kind of something that was preventing me from being the best version of myself, being rested, being focused. Yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm a totally different person than before we started coaching. I know you kind of mentioned that, but I think before I kind of lead through the list of things that have changed for me. So I've seen some people that I haven't seen in, a long time recently, and literally some of the quotes, and this is directly from people that have seen me recently, is you're a completely different version of yourself. Your growth's accelerated at a rapid pace. You look different, you carry yourself different, your confidence in your own skin is like it has this presence that just wasn't there before, and it's unbelievable to see how far you've come. And you've matured and grown so much since I've seen you like even a year ago. I kick off with that, but I think in terms of the things that have changed, I think, and this is something everyone struggles with, men and women, but imposter syndrome was big for me. And since then, I've begun to really own my space, my presence, my decision, not apologizing for things that aren't for me to apologize for. Like if it's nothing to do with me, I mean, obviously if something I've done and I require to apologize for it, I will, absolutely. But so kind of stopping that behavior and just saying there's nothing to apologize here for. So I think that's one other thing. I know I spoke about it a bit as well at the beginning, but people pleasing, and I may disappoint people, I may not be liked, but I have to take care of myself first. That is going to mean I'm a better friend, a better coworker, a better dog mom, better daughter, sister. I also decided that it was a great time for me to travel, and it's something I've always been passionate about, travel, but I decided I wanted to take a break. I want to hike Machu Picchu. I want to hike Patagonia. I want to go around South America. I want to spend some high quality time with my family that I've been away for an extended period now. And I think really with the one-on-one coaching, it really accelerated a lot of deeper learnings than myself and gave me the tools. But at the gym, it's kind of the same thing, right? If you don't work the muscles that maybe you've built for a period of time, they could potentially get weaker.
But I did want to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about, you were actually hesitant to do both one-on-one and group. So I want to talk about, because I think that's very normal as well. And coaching with me, especially one-on-one, it is a large investment, but I just want to talk about the hesitancies that you have and then why you actually decided to move forward, because I think it is a normal process, especially if this is your first time working with a coach. So I'd love to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I think for me, I am quite conscious. I mean, I've been in finance for my entire career, so I'm quite cost conscious. And however, if I look back on everything that I've spent over time, it is the best money I've ever spent. I mean, I know that I'm going to get so much more out of my life now that I'm in this place. And that was just not, I wasn't getting there on my own. And it's kind of like if you're stuck in something, you're why keep doing something that's not working? Like that's just common sense. But I think it's pretty typical for a lot of people, whether it's diet, whether it's exercise. It's like, well, you're not getting results. You keep doing the same thing that doesn't work. I want results. I want to work, smarter, not harder. And if I want to be the best version of myself, like what can I do to do that? And at first I wasn't sure because I've never done coaching. It's hard. It's conceptual. It's theoretical. It's like, well, I've never done this, so how do I know that it's actually going to pay off? And there was quite a bit of hesitancy. But then I got to a point where I was like, if I don't change my life, my life will continue to look this way. I will continue to feel this way. I will continue to show up to my relationships and to work this way. And it's not good enough. Like, I am not good enough with this state. So I can either keep doing it the same that I've always done and expect the same results, or I can make a big change. And that includes showing up and investing the money and investing in myself so that I can be the best version of myself. And it will hands down pay off, because I will be a better person across the board in all my community circles. I'll be a better contributor to the world, which you can't put a price on that. So I think for me, it's the best money I've ever spent, because it's empowered myself to make decisions for myself, to feel a connection to myself I didn't have before, and confidence I didn't have before. And that's really like priceless. But I understand if you've not done it, it is quite, you do have to get your head around it. So I think that was the one-on-one coaching, which it has paid off. It's money in spades for me. And then I think with the group coaching, it was circumstantial, but then I made the decision that, again, knowing how transformative the one-on-one coaching was, I was like, why would I give this opportunity up, especially at this time where there's kind of all these life changes that are happening, and I could really benefit a lot from it. And again, I just think you look back and you spend, $1,000 on a flight or $3,000 on a trip, and you kind of don't think through it. And you have memories forever, and you find so much value in it. I'm like, this is the same thing, except for on a much grander scale. And for me, I don't ever even think about the money anymore. I'm just like, that was such an amazing thing that I invested to be where I am today and who I am today. And I'm just so grateful that I said yes. I would say, if you're thinking about it in any way, do it. I think if you want to be happier, if you want to take up space, hold presence, I have absolutely no doubt that it has been a huge step for me in my life. And I'm someone who likes to take care of myself, my health. It's important. And this is a mental health. And I think for me, like, I actually second guess, had I not done this, where would I be? I actually visualize it, and I sit with it. And I say, if I didn't do this coaching, like, I'm actually scared to know what my life would look like. Because I can tell you, 12 months ago, I was not in a good place. I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't healthy. I didn't feel like the best version of myself. And I think just having that, sitting in that feeling and being like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. Am I good with this? Like, look in the mirror and take some accountability for it, and then make some action happen.